Happy Tuesday, here we go. We got 50 meters of a left arm dumbbell overhead walking lunge. The goal there is 50, 35 pounds if you have it, and then 50 burpees. After the 50 burpees, we go right arm 50 meter dumbbell overhead walking lunge, and then finish with 50 more burpees. Get to the movements in the warm up. Let's do it. Start with the overhead walking lunge. This is one arm overhead walking lunge. The lunge step is not going to change. So real quick review on the lunge step. We want our width of our feet to be about shoulder width apart. And then we want to take a long step because these are walking lunges. We're going 50 meters. If we take short steps, we're going to do a lot of lunges to get there. And from here, it's back knee straight down. We want this shin here to stay pretty upright or vertical. We don't want it to go too far forward, and we want to drive through mid-foot on the front foot to stand. From there, we take a step again, back knee straight down, drive through mid-foot to stand. That's the lunge position. That's not going to change. What makes today difficult is that we're going overhead with one arm. So we need to lock that arm in place, elbow locked out. If your elbow starts to get soft and you're bending your elbow, it's going to be very difficult for you to hold this position. We want to lock that elbow out. We want our thumb pointing back with the dumbbell, pressing up on the dumbbell. And from here, same exact position in terms of stepping and then stand. Stepping and stand. Here's what happens mentally. Usually, most of you get into a great position to start, and as soon as your mind switches to lunge, you forget about what's going on up here. So the whole time you're lunging today, remind yourself, press up, active shoulder, shoulder to ear. The last piece with that, and I'll use a household object to demonstrate it, is your position. If I'm locked out, but the object is forward, so if I draw a line straight down from the center of that object, there's nothing supporting it. I want that object to be directly over my frontal plane, middle of the body the entire time. You can do this with household object. I got my water bottle there, kettlebell, dumbbell, overhead. It's just overhead. If you're really poor at overhead movements, you're still working on them, then just do an overhead empty object or water bottle, empty. That's fine, just something where you are holding overhead. Don't scale to only lunges or walking lunges. All right, let's go through the burpee. On the burpee, quick refresher. I know most of you watching these videos know what a burpee is. You've seen me cover them quite a few times, but maybe some things to work on here is hands down. When we kick out, we're gonna drop down to the ground. Here's the focus point. Maybe you can progress to this, is when you come back in for that jumping in position, you land right on heels, flat-footed, all of your foot on the ground. Watch my feet. And then it's that little hop at the top. So I'll give you two in a row. Down, watch my feet. So if you're noticing that you're landing on the balls of your feet when you jump in, try to quickly jump to that flat-footed landing in heel position. Let's go through the warm-up. For the warm-up, we're gonna do an on the minute for 8 minutes. So we have 4 total movements. You're gonna cycle through each movement 2 times. We start with the inchworm plus the push-up. On the inchworm, we're gonna reach down to the ground, trying to keep legs straight, walk ourselves out, perform a push-up, walk our hands in, and then stand all the way up just like you would in a Jefferson curl. Then we have a squat plus a warrior stretch. What I want you to do today is grab the object you're going overhead with, kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever, just to anchor your hand, put it in the center of your squat. You're gonna squat down, grab, rotate up, go the other side, rotate up, stand. That's 1 rep. Continue on for that minute. Then we have the alternating 1 leg supine hip thrust. So we're gonna get into a supine bridge position. We're gonna lift up 1 leg and then thrust up. Get that hip extended and butt squeezed. Then you can plant other foot, lift up other leg, and squeeze. Feel your butt clench on each one of those. Then the last thing we have are alternating kick-ups. So on alternating kick-ups, we're just practicing our handstand position. What I'm gonna do is face this way. So there's a slight slope here. And on the kick-ups, if you're starting to get a little more comfortable, maybe push it a little bit higher so your foot comes off the ground a little further. So remember, lunge step, hands down, this foot here, so eyes on this foot. Just come off the ground a little bit on the first rep. Doesn't come off much. Eyes on this foot now, or this leg. It's gonna remain straight. Lunge step, hands down, straight leg. Then if you start feeling a little more comfortable, kick up a little further. So hands down, lunge step, straight leg. There we go, a little further. And then, so that's alternating back and forth on those kick-ups. Again, 2 times through that. When you're done with the on-the-minute work, we're gonna go through 5 left arm push presses. So grab the dumbbell, and for that push press, head of dumbbell is gonna sit right on shoulder, elbow underneath hand. From here, we dip, drive, press, looks like this. Working on timing of legs to arms, so my legs get straight before the dumbbell leaves my shoulders. There's some transfer of power. We're gonna go right into 4 left arm walking lunge steps. So 5th push press, then from there, we lunge. We go right into that. Same thing after you're done with that with the right side. So 5 push presses, 5 walking lunge steps. And then the last thing we have, we're gonna do 5 slow 6 count burpees. So we got a squat, we're gonna squat down, we're gonna plant hands. From here we can jump out. We're gonna do a slow push-up. From here we can practice that jump in, landing on heels. From here, slow squat, stand, hop. So 5 of those to wrap us up. We'll be nice and warm for the lengthy little workout we got today. Have fun, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.